So in the previous example, we saw a new access specifier, the protected access specifier. So before discussing the details of how the different access specifiers interact with each other during the process of inheritance, let us have a review of the access specifiers which we have already seen. So what access specifiers we have already seen? We have seen the private access specifier and the public access specifier. So we have seen that members of a class can be private or can be public. Okay, so here this is a class A which has some private members and some public members. Okay, so what is the difference between this private and public access specifier? The private members are not accessible outside this class, so they are accessible only within this class. Okay, and public members, they are accessible everywhere. They are accessible inside the class as well as outside the class. Okay, so here we have created an object of class A. So this object is located outside this class A. Okay, so what do you think this object can access? This object cannot access the private members. Okay, why? Because private members are accessible only inside this class. So this is not allowed. Accessing the private members by this object is not allowed. And can object A access the public members of this class? Yes, public members are accessible everywhere, so public members can be accessed by this object. So if there is a get count function, as we saw in the previous example, which was under the public section, it means this is a public member of the class. So if we create an object of the class, object A, and try to access this get count, this is valid. We can access this. Okay, and these public members of the class, they can access the other public members of the class and they can access the private members of the class. Why private members? Because the private members are inside this class, public members are also inside this class. So internally the private members are accessible. That is why these public members are able to access the private members. Okay. So now we come to the access specifiers with inheritance. So in the previous slide, there was no concept of inheritance. But what happens when we use access specifiers with inheritance? So there are some questions. The question is, can member functions of the derived class access the members of the base class? So we have already seen through the example that derived class can access the members of the base class. Okay, so what is the answer to this? Answer is that the member functions can access the members of the base class if they are public or if they are protected. Okay, so remember that in the previous example, instead of using the private keyword, we used the keyword protected. In the protected section, we had a data member count. In the public section, besides the constructors, we had a function get count and we had another function increment. Okay, so these were the members of the base class. This was the base class. And the derived class had the member function decrement, but by virtue of inheritance, it inherited count, it inherited get count, and it inherited increment also. Okay, so the question is, can the derived class members can they access the base class members? So it is saying that they can access the members if they are public or protected. Okay, so here all the members are protected or public. We have one protected member and two public members. So we have seen during the programming practice that if we create an object of this class, the name of this class was count down. Okay, so if we create an object of this class countdown C, then using C dot operator we could access all the members of this class. We could access count, we could access get count, we could access increment. But if we make this protected data member private, then what will happen? We cannot access the private data members. Okay, so before moving forward, let us try to change this protected keyword to private and see what happens. Okay, so here instead of protected, let us write private. And before running this program, let us see where we are using this count. Are we accessing it directly? Yes, we are making use of this count keyword, count data member here inside this decrement function. Can decrement access it? Let us run it and see. No, there is an error. Count is private within this context, so we cannot access it. Okay, this count, although this is private, but get count and increment, they can access it. Why? Because they are the members of the same class. But decrement, although it is inheriting these members, it is inheriting count, it is inheriting get count, it is inheriting increment, but it is not able to access count. Why? Because count is private. Private members are not inherited. Okay, only protected and public members, they are inherited, so they can be accessed. Let's go back. Okay, so here is a figure. Let me erase the ink. Okay, so this figure is explaining the same thing. We have a base class, we have a derived class. Inside the base class we have some private members, some protected members and some public members. Okay, and this is the derived class. Same is the case here. We have private, protected and public members. We create objects of both the classes. We have created object of class base objb. We have created object of class derived objd. Okay, so these objects, they are outside these classes. So if anything is outside this class, that thing is able to access only the public members of that class. So base obj, this is able to access only this public section. Similarly objd, it is able to access only this, that is the public section. Okay, and these now let us come inside this class. Inside this class, inside the derived class, we have public members. So public members, as we have already seen in the previous figure, they can access all the protected, private and other public members. Similar is the case here. The public members can access other public members, they can access protected members, they can access private members of this class. Okay, and what about protected? Protected members, they can also access all the other private, protected and public members of this class. Similarly, here protected can access other protected members, other public members and private members. Same is the case with private keyword. So within the class, all the members are accessible to other members. Okay, and now let us come to the concept of inheritance. What is inherited and what is not? So here what are we doing? Let me erase this ink. We are inheriting the base class. Okay, so when we are inheriting, it is saying that all the members are inherited except the private members. We cannot access private members, it means private members are not inherited. So this section is not accessible to any of the any of the members of derived class. This is not accessible. Okay, so what is accessible? Protected and public members, they are accessible. Okay, so these protected members of the derived class, they can access other protected members of base class, and they can access the public members of base class. Okay, and public section, what public members can access? Public members, they can access this, they can access the protected members of this class. This is not shown here. They can also access the public members of this class. Okay, so let me erase it and explain it again. So public members of this class, they can access the protected members and the public members of this class. Okay, so this statement is saying the members of the base class, they can access the protected and public members. So protected members can access the public and protected members of this base class. Similarly, public members can access the protected and public members of this class. And same is the case with private also, although this is not shown. So if we exclude this private section, all the other members are accessible to all the members of this base class.